The last time I had seen Michael Padillo, he had been falling off a barge into the Rhine. There had been a fight with guns and fists and a broken bottle. Padillo and a Chinese called Jimmy Koo had gone over the side. Somebody had been aiming a shotgun at me at the time, and the shotgun had gone off, so I was never sure whether Padillo had drowned or not until I received a postcard from him. It had been mailed from Dahomey in West Africa, contained a one-word message, well, and had been signed with a P. He had never been much of one to write. On dull days after the postcard came, I sometimes sat around and drank too much and speculated about how Padillo had made it from the Rhine to the west coast of Africa, and whether he liked the climate. He was good at getting from one place to another. When he was not helping to run the saloon that we owned in Bonn, he had been on call to one of those spooky government agencies that kept sending him to such places as Lodz and Leipzig and Tallinn. I never asked what he did. He never told me. When his agency decided to trade him for a couple of defectors to the east, Padillo tried to buy up his contract. He succeeded that spring night when he fell off the barge into the Rhine, about a half-mile up the river from the American embassy. His agency wrote him off, and no one from the embassy ever came around to inquire about what happened to the nice man who used to own half of Mac's place in Bad Godesberg. Padillo's attempt to retire from the secret agent dodge had involved both of us in a trip to East Berlin and back. During our absence, somebody had blown up the saloon in revenge for some real or imagined slight. So I collected the insurance money, got married, and opened Mac's place in Washington, a few blocks up from K Street, west of Connecticut Avenue. It's dark and it's quiet, and the prices discourage the annual pilgrimages of high school graduating classes. I stood there in the bedroom and looked at Padillo for a while. I couldn't see where he had been cut. The covers were up to his neck. He lay perfectly still in the bed, breathing through his nose. I turned and went back into the living room with the white carpet. "How bad is he hurt?" I asked Hardman.
"Got him in the ribs, and he bled some. Must say that boy damn near got both those cats. Moved nice and easy and quick, just like he'd been doing it all his life."
"He's no virgin," I said.
"Friend of yours?"
"My partner." "What you gonna do with him?" Betty said. "He's got a small suite in the Mayflower. I'll move him there when he wakes up and get somebody to stay with him."
"Mush'll stay," Hardman said. "Mush owes him a little."
"Dr. Lambert say he wasn't hurt bad, but that he's all tired out. Exhaustion," Betty said. She looked at her watch. It had a lot of diamonds on it. "He'll be waking up in about a half an hour." "I take it Dr. Lambert didn't call the cops," I said.
Hardman sniffed. "Now, what kind of fool question is that?"
"I should have known. May I use your phone?" Betty pointed it out. I dialed a number and it rang for a long time. Nobody answered. The phone was the push-button kind, so I tried again on the chance that I had misdialed or mispunched. I was calling my wife, and I was having a husband's normal reactions when his wife fails to answer the telephone at 1:45 in the morning. I let it ring 9 times and then hung up. My wife was a correspondent for a Frankfurt paper, the one with the thoughtful editorials. It was her second assignment in the States. I had met her in Bonn, and she knew about Padillo and the odd jobs he had once done for the quietly inefficient rival of the CIA. My wife's name was Friedel, and before she married me it was Fräulein Dr. Friedel Arndt. The doctor had been earned in political science at the University of Bonn, and some of her Tony friends addressed me as Herr Dr. McCorkle, which I bore well enough. After a little more than a year of marriage, I found myself very much in love with my wife. I even liked her. I called the saloon and got Carl. "Has my wife called?" "Not tonight." "The congressman still there?"
"He's closing up the place with coffee and brandy. The tab is now $24.85, and he's still looking for 2 votes.